You know, I love my family. If you follow me on Insta or Facebook, or I guess it's called Meta now, but you know what? How well respect pronouns, I guess. You'll know I spend a lot of time bonding with them. As much as I want to believe this is unique to my own family unit, it's not. In the Philippines, we hold family especially close to our hearts. And with Christmas just right around the corner, I want to look at the psychological and historical roots of why family is so special here. Welcome to PsyPop. In this series, we'll be tackling how pop culture or something in pop culture has displayed a phenomenon where we can learn from it in the context of psychology and or mental health. If you like this new series and don't want to miss out on future episodes, don't forget to show support by liking and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click on the bell icon to get a notification whenever we post a new video. The way we interact with the people around us, especially our families, is greatly influenced by our culture. You may wonder why some people value tradition and familial closeness while others prefer to grow independently on their own. Well, in cultural psychology, these attitudes can be classified into two groups: the collectivist culture and the individualist culture. An individualistic culture focuses on individuals' needs rather than the needs of the community. People are described to be more independent and autonomous, and when a person from an individualist culture is asked about themselves, they would describe themselves with personal characteristics. They would say they are smart, funny, and a generally understanding person, for example. Rather than looking to others for help, people from individualistic cultures are typically more reliant on themselves and may even think that asking help from others is seen as shameful or is a sign of weakness. It shows that they are unable to achieve anything on their own. America and some European cultures are described to be an individualist culture, for example, as these have more individualist traditions, such as expecting college students to leave the house at 18 and start supporting oneself from then onward on their own. That was kind of repetitive, but whatever. Collectivist cultures, on the other hand, are quite literally the opposite of individualist cultures. People from this culture prioritize the needs of others over their own. When asked to describe themselves, they use words that would describe their roles in life and how they are towards other people. They would say that they are a humble and loving partner, for example. When coming up with decisions, someone from a collectivist culture would often always consider how it would affect the people around them. Naturally, they would make a decision that is for the best of the overall group, even if it wasn't something they wanted to begin with personally. Asians are described to be part of a collectivist culture, for example, as these have more collectivist beliefs, such as not leaving their homes at all, really. Strict Asian parents are just the best, aren't they? Ah, my heart. All the memories of the things I could never go to when I was younger. Ah, shame.
Shame. Shame.
Looking back at strict Asian parenting, the memories, man. Like all of the things I couldn't go to, all of the things that I wanted to wear but couldn't because I'd look ugly. Word per word, exactly what they said. Because I'd look ugly. You know, once when I was applying for college, I placed in my signature there, like, because it was a handwritten one, and my mother looked at the entire form, and as soon as she saw it, it was all perfectly fine, but then she saw my signature, and since she's a business lady, she looked me directly in the eye and straight up told me, your signature is small. And what does it matter? It's just my signature. Like, everything is fine. And straight into my eyes. Your signature's small. It makes you look weak. They won't let you in and I look weak for some memories. Where was I again? Oh yeah, video. A good example of seeing the difference between individualist cultures and collectivist cultures you can perfectly find by watching the movie Crazy Rich Asians. And well, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the movie yet, but it's a really old one, so I can say what I want at this point. Rachel Chu is an Asian American woman who was raised in America by her single mother. In the movie, she's dating Nick Young, who she didn't realize came from an extremely rich family in Singapore. Because Rachel was raised in America, she was raised in a completely different culture compared to Nick and his family, America being the individualist and Singapore being the collectivist. She was clearly a career woman, but a career woman wasn't what Nick's mother, Eleanor, was looking for her son. Eleanor was looking for a good wife for Nick. And to her, because Rachel didn't seem like the type to prioritize family, Rachel wasn't good enough and therefore didn't approve of her. It's because Rachel was raised in an individualist culture that Eleanor didn't approve of her. Eleanor was looking for someone who came from a collectivist culture. Rachel and Nick do end up happy though in the end. At least at the end of the movie. I don't really know what happened in any of the other books. Feel free to let me know in the comments because I'm probably not gonna read until the movies come out, to be perfectly honest. Now, to bring the topic back to home, and in my case, literally in my own home, families in the Philippines have always been known for being close-knitted due to the people's family-centered values and beliefs. Traditionally, a Filipino family consists of a father, mother, biological children, and other extended family members from both the mother and father side. This is because Filipino families have a system of kinship where not only those blood related are within their circle, but also those who married with one of their family members. Of course, there is a legal definition, but I doubt you guys are in the mood for laws, so let's keep the meaning lighthearted for now. From a sociological perspective, culture-wise, each family member is obliged to support one another, including extended family members. These may mean being obedient and respectful to the hierarchy established in the family, avoiding conflict, and nurturing each other if ever problems arise around them. From the psychological perspective, sacrifice is common among families, especially in financially supporting their family members in their daily needs, such as food, education, and health. Because of this, some family members had to leave in order to work abroad. Other examples of sacrifice within the family are evident, such as a single parent being the breadwinner of the family, or their own child taking the place as a breadwinner instead. If ever, neither the mother nor the father can work enough to sustain all of them. Another point to remember is that mothers, regardless if from traditional and non-traditional families, collectively have the cultural responsibility in nurturing their own children and the family as well. Maternal employment is no longer regarded as unideal or negative as long as they continue being a good mother, such as managing the house, such as chores, taking the primary role in caring and teaching the child, etc. Now, in order to talk about the origin of the traditional Filipino family, I want all of you to take note that a lot of this is not necessarily backed by definitive evidence and is more speculative in that sense, in an attempt to backtrace the Filipino family unit throughout all of history. Now, moving on. While not definitely the origin of the modern day Filipino family, some of its roots could possibly be traced back to certain aspects of life from pre-colonial and colonial ages of the Philippines. The traditional family may be traced back to the original pre-colonial systems of family and community. The Spanish colonial era may have introduced new ideas on gender roles in the family as society moved away from the priestess and Babylonian of old and into a more patriarchal society in which women were expected to be homemakers. This may not have changed all that much in the American colonial period, though it gradually opened up from its rigid origins as a society advanced over the course of the century as more opportunities opened up for women and many other Western ideas were transmitted over. Fast forward to today, the family remains a central unit to Philippine society, with families and extended families often living together, with many businesses and occupations being owned and managed as a family affair, and family being a central unit in many other things, even politics, but that's a different discussion for another time. We can speculate historical origins and talk about different cultural values all we want, but overall the main message that I want you all to take from this video is the true value of family. Well, do it for family. I don't know, Vin Diesel name somewhere. Whether related by blood or just people you hold close to your heart, those you call family support you and make sure you're flourishing as a person no matter what. They love you, and this holiday season now is the perfect time to tell them that you do. So thank you everyone for watching, and sadly I wanted to bring my family into this video in some shape or form, but my parents are in meetings right now. Heck, my sister is in a meeting just in the room over there. My brother is asleep, and even both of my dogs, they're just busy doing like shit on their own with my yaya. So like, you know, I'm really by myself here, but you know, to my family, if you guys do watch this, I love you all. So sadly I couldn't bring my family into this video, which sucks, but you know what, I still love them. I will tell them that I love them after this video. And aside from myself, I hope that all of you tell your family that you love them, and you better make sure that you do it, that you better comment that you did it in the bottom below when you're done. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for watching. You tell your parents that you love them. You know, just saying editors and to everyone again, just a reminder. Yeah.